Okay. And welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. Last time we investigated a murder case here in Gridania and rather in the North Shroud, and it leads us to this old man who seems to know what's going on, and he just spoke of his lady's madness. I was once a manservant in the employ of one of the oldest and proudest families in Gridania, the Dartancours. During that time, I had the honor of waiting upon Lady Amandine, mistress of a household. Fair as summer was she, and possessed of a heart befitting her radiance. Alas, the calamity brought a great change in her. Though my lady escaped with her life, death may well have been the kinder fate. Never will I forget the day her bandages were removed, and she beheld her disfigured face for the first time. In that moment, the kindly woman I knew ceased to be. Unable to bear the thought of being seen, my lady sequestered herself within her chamber and refused all company. This continued for many uneasy moons, until one day, without warning, she began receiving queer guests. None among us knew whence they came, these masked men, but my lady believed that they would help her to regain that which she had lost, and so began the rites of rejuvenation. These rituals seemed innocent enough in the beginning, but grew ever more grotesque as time went by. Eventually there came a day when my lady bound one of her handmaidens to her bed and proceeded to mutilate the poor girl's face. Suffice it to say, she did not survive the ordeal. It fell to me to dispose of her body. I performed the dreadful task as paid, obedient servant that I was. But when the time came to return to the house, my legs refused to move. I knew then that I could not go back to that place, not after the nightmare I had witnessed. So it was that I left Haucke Manor, my home for nigh on half a century. Long did I weep for the girl who was slain, and longer still for the woman that Lady Amandine has been. Yet one cannot weep forever, and I endeavored to put the matter behind me. Indeed, I had resolved to never speak of my experience until you appeared before me. My lady's madness must be ended, lest more innocent lives be lost. Lay her tormented soul to rest, as you swore to me you would. She awaits you at Haucke Manor, on the western edge of the central shroud. Go now. Go and do what must be done. And indeed, here is Haucke Manor. In the southwestern corner of the map. Well, more west than south, but careful with overstroppers. And here, floating ice. Oh. Doesn't that look familiar here? And we unlock Haucke Manor. Yeah, we are here in Luigi's mansion, I mean Haucke Manor. And slap. Dark Mist is a fear-inflicting AoE. It It doesn't really do damage, but as I said, fear. And fear is a paralyzing, a stunning effect, which I would prefer to avoid. And I entered this room for the tiny key. Carpet stains. Yes, these slug monsters are named carpet stains, by the way. Slap. And this door is what we need the key for. Just open the room for the map completion. guess that's a no. Yeah, this boss is super easy. It just don't stand its AoEs, and well, you can stun the Dark Mist. A slightly harder version of a handmaiden can run around here. Wow. Do we get a battle axe? I don't need it. I guess that's a no, right? Anyway, that room up on the ground floor I wanted to visit was just another treasure chest. However, that treasure chest sometimes can have a material you need for certain housing items you want to craft. In the style of, well, this house. You don't need to be taken care of. Okay. Anyway, the yellow key was what we needed here. That's why we came into the cellar. To take the way around here so we can open the yellow hall. Yeah. The steward from time to time does an AoE, just stun him out of that otherwise. Hit! Hit them all! Doesn't matter if it's just 1 second. As long as it counts, it counts. What we need is a bloody parchment. And since we're done here, let's return to the starting point of Haucke Manor. To open the barrier here. Hit the sentry, hit the sentry, hit the sentry. Final boss room. Now, Lady Amandine can do all that the first boss could do, plus as a few extra tricks. The first one are these void lamps that do damage in intervals, and I really shouldn't have to do this as a tank. Because I get interrupted from being hit. You see the animation for the darkness this time. And the second trick is ads. Stone skin. Stone Skin is basically temporary hit points for the boss. Now, but temporary in this case means 30 minutes, so you just have to burn through it. They write you to 0 damage, but that's not true. If it was truly 0 damage, it would be something invincible, or what was it? Something like that attacks, not a number. Hey. More DPS than a tank sword, but well, it's for a gladiator. Okay, let's leave here and explore the map fully for another time. It's just 2 rooms that are missing because they're a bit out of the way. But what can you do? I need a team, and forcing them into that is not my thing.
Darkness has taken root within these halls.
Sprung from the most unlikely of seeds.
One cannot help but admire the irrepressible spirit that quickened it to life.
It is a pleasure to meet you at last, adventurer. You are every bit as intriguing as our master gave us to believe. 'Tis no ordinary mortal who can acquire 1 crystal of light, much less 3. The crystal makes you strong, and it is to that strength that the light is drawn. Eidolon has chosen well. A pity that your existence is irreconcilable with our own. We cannot well allow you to continue upon your present course. Alas, we have come here not to play, but to take the measure of your strength for Master La Brea. That task now accomplished, we take our leave of you. Fare you well, bringer of light. And back to the old man in Old Gridania. Oh, and since I'm currently just seeing it on the map, and I noticed some players don't seem to know this. Here in Gridania there is Jonathas, the Master of the Roads. Here you get certain items for achievements and achievement points. These achievement points you get through gaining achievements in the game. Usually this is all cosmetics. You can get a chocobo hat or a goblin cap or a ribbon if you want. Also lots of minions, a few mounts and other achievement rewards. I don't think I have gained any real achievement awards yet. Okay, but back to the old man. You returned. What sights awaited you within the manor? What has become of Lady Amandine? You must tell me all. So she went so far as to consort with devils. Would that I could have done more to prevent her fall. May she finally find peace in the beyond. I know not whether the masked men you encountered are the same pair that first led my lady astray, but it is plain they are of the same vile brood. Should the chance ever present itself, promise me that you will visit them tenfold the woe they have brought upon others. But who am I to speak of punishment? By my silence I allowed I know not how many innocent young women to die in unspeakable circumstances. It matters not, therefore, though through misplaced loyalty, cowardice, or both, I am an abettor to a gross crime. I will surrender myself to the authorities and accept whatever punishment they deem just. I only pray that gods will have mercy on my soul. Okay, and with that we can return to Minfilia. Welcome back, Desiree. Full glad am I to see you safely returned. Tell me, how fared you on your sojourn into the 12th Wood? Two of La Brea's minions, and they sought to measure your strength by their own admission? The devil taunt us. It is beyond doubt, then. The Ascians have begun to move in earnest. Would that we knew to what end. Yet I will not bemoan our plight. Thanks to your tireless efforts, we are at least aware of the encroaching darkness. Alas, we can only do so much. It is clear to me now that we Scions are too few to protect the realm against this threat unaided. We must needs alert the three nations to the presence of this elusive enemy, and recommend that they heighten their vigil. There's no shortage of misery in the world that the Ascians might exploit. We have an arduous struggle ahead of us. Yet come what may, we must not allow ourselves to become lost to hope, for that is precisely what the enemy desires. We have gleaned all we can from the information available to us. Let us set this investigation aside for the present. Another matter has arisen that requires your attention. Let me know when you're ready to be briefed, and I will summon the others. Okay, but I end this episode here after finishing with that plot arc. Until next time, when we continue here, I think. I am Ace, and don't get lost.